Okay, is it visible?
It is visible, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, sir, we'll just take a break and we'll start from 11 o'clock sharp, sir.
No problem. No problem.
Yes,
We can
sir.
take a break. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ
अरे स्टार्ट भएछ त Good morning, sir.
Debashi sir, you are muted.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Sir, nagar bitte sir, at least
Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Uh, Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Amity Institute of Travel and Tourism, Amity University, Kolkata, I welcome you all to the last session of our 5-day FDP program 2024. With the blessings of our Honorable Founder President Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, Chancellor Dr. Atul Chauhan, Senior Vice President U. Ramachandran, and Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Sanjay Kumar, we are starting our session today. We are delighted to have each one of you here today as we embark on a journey of growth and learning together. I am Dr. Devasis Bhattabyal, an Assistant Professor in Travel and Tourism, Amity University, Kolkata. I am delighted to introduce our respected head of the institution, Dr. Professor Mitali Talukdar, to welcome our esteemed guest today. Dr. Mitali is a PhD in General Management and gained experience in teaching and academic administrations for more than 2 decades. Dr. Mitali has authored, co-authored, published, and presented several international research papers in conference proceedings, and journals of international repute. Now, I would like to call upon our HY Madam to kindly address this session. Over to our HY Madam.
A very good morning and warm welcome to one and all. Hope I am audible and visible.
Yes, Madam.
Yes.
Yes.
I thank everyone for joining our fifth and last day of FDB program and feel privileged to be here. I hope everyone present here must have experienced and few amazing sessions since last 4 days by the top-notch session delivered by our esteemed guest members. Now, for the last and today's session will be, conducted by Dr. Yashwant Singh Rawal. Let us introduce him. A very welcome, sir, Yashwant Singh, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So let us introduce me to Dr. Yashwant Singh Rawal, sir. He is Associate Professor, Parul Institute of Hotel Management, Parul University, Vadodara, Gujarat, which is a NAC A double plus ranked. He's chief editor, International Journal of Tourism and Hospitality. Dr. Rawal is working with Parul University, Gujarat as an associate professor in the Department of Hotel Management and Catering Technology. He has 15 years of experience in both industry and academics. He has worked with Oberoi Group of Hotels, Carnival Cruise Line, USA Pacific University, and Amity University, Rajasthan. His doctoral research work was in the area of staff turnover intention in the hotel industry. He published more than 64 research papers and 3 books, including in top-notch indexing like Scopus, Web of Science, and ABDC in the field of hospitality tourism and management. His 3 research papers have been indexed in WHO Global Research on Coronavirus Disease, COVID-19, and presented more than 30 papers at international and national conferences. He graced several national and international conferences as a keynote speaker and session chair. He was awarded the Best Role Model Teacher at the national level in 2019 and the High Work Engagement Award 4 times at the university level in the years 2014, 15, 16, 17. He was also awarded the Best Paper Presentation Award at an international conference, received the Research Excellence Award 2021 by the Institute of Scholars. He is the reviewer of a few reputed Scopus and SCI index journals. His 4 PhD scholars have been awarded PhD. So today, Dr. Rawal will be discussing on responsible conduct in research, a journey through ethical guidelines using modern tools and technologies in research. So over to you, sir. Thank you all. And over to Dr. Yashwant sir, Singh sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mitali, for giving such a wonderful introduction of mine. And I also would like to thank Dr. Professor Debashish for giving me an opportunity to share my view on research ethics. So the topic which I have taken, that is a very, very important and essential for all those people and the people who are about to start their PhD or people who are already pursuing their PhD, even the early career academician who are there in the field of travel and tourism. Because even if you start your first research, you should know about the ethics. So in this session, I will be discussing about how to conduct the responsible research and how we should follow all the ethics which are related to the research. So please allow me to share my screen so that I can start my presentation. Okay, kindly confirm whether my presentation is visible or not.
It is visible,
Yes.
sir. Very clear.
Okay, it is visible. Okay, so as I was telling, that is a very important and essential topic for all the research scholars, even the early career academician. So I would be talking about the responsible conduct in the research, a journey through the ethical guidelines. So when we talk about the research ethics, knowing how to conduct the research, ethical research is very, very important because it helps to ensure that the results are true and reliable. It protects the people who participate in the research, making sure that they are safe and treated with respect. Ethical research build trust with the public and follow the legal rules, making sure that the research can be trusted and used to help solve the problem in the society. It also helps researchers to work well together and grow professionally, creating a better and more useful scientific environment. So in this session, I would be discussing about the various points, that is ethics. So first I will just discuss about the ethics, what is ethics. Then I will be focusing on the research ethics. Then what should research ethics include? Then I will discuss about the importance of the research ethics and the violence of the research ethics. So let's start with the word ethics. I just wanted to know from you and what comes in your mind when we talk about the ethics. If anyone can tell me what is ethics, that would be great. And if possible, if we can have the interactive session, then definitely I would be very much happy to have the interactive session with you all. So if anyone can tell me what comes in your mind when you hear the word ethics. Can anyone tell what comes in your mind? When, okay, fine. So when we talk about the ethics, I think if I'll take you to the another slide, it can give you a little bit idea that what could be the ethics. Can anyone tell what you can predict or interpret it by having look of this picture? Debashis sir, kindly confirm whether you are able to see the picture which I have put there on the screen.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
We are on the fourth slide. So is it visible the fourth slide?
Yes, it is visible. So right and wrong, two things are
Yes,
mentioned.
yes, yes.
Yes,
Okay,
and these
okay.
all are based on ethics. So we can say
Yes.
it's a yardstick.
Yes, absolutely. So if you see this picture, I think it can give you an idea. Ethics could be something which you think your feeling says that that is right and that
Sir,
is
if I
wrong.
can just interrupt for a moment. Um,
Yes, please.
the the guests don't have access to the mic,
Access.
so they won't be able to speak out, sir.
And
So I request all
Okay.
the participants to post your queries or answers in the WhatsApp group or in the chat box so that we can take it up to this, sir.
Okay, fine. We can do one thing. Even during
Yes,
the between the session, if you think any
uh,
question can be put up and raise up, you can please put that question. I will
yes,
answer questions.
yes, sir. Also,
Okay,
the
fine.
participants can raise their hands so that for that participant I can enable the mic.
Unmute.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, that would
Yes,
be
sir.
great. If it is possible, if you want to ask
Yes,
anything between the session, you please raise your hand so that madam
yes, sir.
can put you on mute and we
Yes,
can have the interactive session.
yes,
Because
sir.
I'm telling you that is a very, very important session and still the people are into the research, but still people are not even aware that what ethics they are supposed to follow. So I
Yes, sir.
want that is my objective, my mission that at least I have to make that people aware about the ethics so that in the future they don't get stuck and face any trouble and difficulty while they are conducting the research.
Yes,
So
sir.
thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much, ma'am. So
Yes, sir.
we can
Yes, sir.
have the interactive session. If
Yes,
anyone want
sir.
to ask any question, they
Yes,
can raise their hand.
yes, yes, sir.
So I think this picture can give you a little bit idea that what can be included into the ethics. So that means maybe it could be you think that that thing, if your feeling says that that thing would be right, can be considered as a right, and if you think that this thing is wrong, can be considered as a wrong. So just to get a more detailed idea about the ethics, I have just put here. I think there is some noise issue.
Participants, we request you when you join, please mute your mic and join, please.
Okay, fine. So here
Yes,
I'll
sir.
just talk about one of the research which is done by the professor, the psychologist Ryman. He asked some of the business people about that what they think that ethics mean for them. So here I have mentioned few of the major answers which were given by the different businessmen. So most of the businessmen mentioned that ethics has to do with what my feelings tell me that is right and wrong. That means whatever my feeling says that is right and wrong, I will consider it as a ethics. For example, if an Indian citizen may feel that it is wrong to litter in the public places, despite seeing the other person is doing it, their personal feelings about the cleanliness and the responsibility make them dispose of their waste properly. Some of the people mentioned that the ethics has to do with my religious belief. That means whatever things are written in my religious books like Bible, Gita, Quran is considered as a right and wrong. So whatever things has been written that what we are supposed to follow can be considered as a ethics. For example, if a Hindu business owner might close their shop on Diwali to honor the religious practices of celebrating with family, even though it could mean losing a day income. Their ethical decision is influenced by their religious belief. So some of the people mentioned that the ethics can be connected or related to the religious belief. Then some of the people mentioned that the research ethical is doing what the law requires. They think that if we follow the rules and regulation which are made by the government, that means we are doing the ethical practices. For example, a driver in India stopping at the red light even when no other vehicle is around is following the law. This adherence to the traffic rules is seen as an ethical behavior. And some of the people mentioned that the ethic consists of the standard of the behavior of our society accept. That means whatever our society accept and whatever our society says this is right, you will consider that as a ethical practices. So let's see the another picture here of the ethics. So you can see the so many words are representing the ethics, like moral, honesty, the right things, the fairness, responsibility, conscience, the choice, honor, value, and integrity. So these all words can represent the ethics. So I think so far a little bit idea you have got that what is ethics. Now, why we should study the ethics of being the researcher or being the academician, why we should study the research ethics. So here we will talk about the research ethics. As if I think most of the faculty members who have joined this session are from the hospitality and the tourism field. So you might have heard or you might have studied about the responsible tourism. The same way we had to become the responsible researcher also. So here we will be discussing about the research ethics which we are supposed to follow. So the first thing which every researcher and the scientist should follow is the protection of the human and the animal subjects. So when we talk about the research in the field of tourism and hospitality, then we generally study the human social sciences and humanities. We fall generally in the category of the social sciences and humanities. Somewhere we touch the management part also. So when we talk about the study and research which we conduct, we generally don't apply any test on the human body physically and the animal. But if someone is conducting a research where the animal is involved, then you have to make sure that animal and the human should be protected properly. For example, if you are conducting any of the research on the human body, before you conduct the research, the written information should be given to that particular person that these are the particular tests which we are going to be applied on your body, and there could be so and so side effects. Now, what in case of the animal? If you are going to apply any of the test in case of the animal research, again you will have to follow the ethical guidelines that require that the animal are treated humanly with efforts to minimize the pain and distress of the animal. So you'll have to make sure that you also take care of the animal when you are applying the research. Though it is not directly connected to the human, the research in the tourism and hospitality, but again, it is a very important aspect of the research ethics. So I have added this slide. Now, confidentiality, very important thing which we should take care of it. In whichever whatever study you are doing, you have to make sure that whatever data you have collected from the respondent should be confidential. Now, how you will make it confidential? First thing, even before getting the data from the respondent, you will make sure that, or you will declare in the questionnaire that the data which we are collecting will be only used for the academic purpose, and we will make sure that we will not disclose your personal identity with anyone. Even if you are keeping the data in your laptop somewhere, the data of the collection of the data which you have collected through your survey, it should have the password protected file. So in case maybe in the future someone hack your laptop or someone try to track your files, then he will not be able to open those data which are confidential. So you have to be responsible and you have to take responsibility that you should not disclose that information with anyone which is not related to your particular study. Now talking about the anonymity. Can anyone tell me what include in that? See, sometimes I receive the questionnaire from the many people. and they mention the option for putting the name of the respondent, and even they put the red mark there. Just imagine if you are giving, suppose for example, you want to collect the data from the hotels about the satisfaction level of the employee with regard to that particular company. Do you really think that he will mention the name? Even some of the people mention that the question for mentioning the name of the company, and there also they put the red mark, means they make that questions mandatory. So please, you should try to avoid putting these things in your questionnaire. You can, if you think that you want to mention, put the name option and the company name also, it could be the optional. Otherwise you will not get the appropriate answers from the respondent, and your research will be having no use if you will publish it. Because our motive is what, to get the genuine result from the respondent. If you will ask them to mention their name and company, they will not give you the appropriate answer which you are going to ask through the questionnaire. So we have to make sure that our questionnaire should be anonymous. We don't require to get the name of the respondent. Now, very important thing that most of the people disobey and don't follow the rules and regulation of intellectual property rights. Can anyone tell what is the intellectual property rights? Okay. So when we talk about the intellectual property rights, it includes the copyright, patent, the design, and then IPR. These all come under the copyright. Now, what is happening that the people are not respecting the copyright? That means you are not giving proper credit to the created work, and you are using the unpurchased material. If someone has published the industrial design and the patent or copyright, ideally you should take the written permission from them to use their patent or use their copyright in your firm, your business, on your research. If you are not doing so, that means you are not following the ethical practices in the research. Okay, so here I have put one of the picture. I'm 100% sure if you keep on doing research, you must be aware about this picture. Can anyone tell what is it, and from which website it is related to? Anyone? That is, the website is known as the SCI Hub. And you know about this website? It's create a magic. You
Yes,
just
sir.
put the D. Yes, yes, ma'am. You want to add something? Yeah,
Yeah,
please
yes,
speak.
sir. There's some papers which we are unable to open in their
Yes.
website. So we just take copy the DOI link and paste it here. So few of the papers which is there in their engine, and it will open.
Great, great. So
So
what
it
do
will
you think?
help
Is
us
it
to.
ethically? Yes, definitely it helps us the researcher to get those paper which are paid, and you will get those paper free of cost. So what do you think in point of the ethics? Is it ethical practice?
No, sir. Actually, because the
It
writer
is,
is.
yes. Yes. We just take one small example of the movies. The people, the producer spend a lot of money to make the movie. I remember, I think just 1 year back, there was a movie of the Shahid Kapoor. Just imagine, before it released in the cinema, one day before, that movie was viral. Just imagine how much money they spend to make that movie. And the movie was released in the cinema just 1 year before it released. So what do you think? Is it ethical practice? Editor. So if you are downloading the paper from the SCI Hub website, that means the money and the profit which the author or the publisher should get is not getting. But yes, of course, you are getting benefit out of it. So if we talk about the SCI Hub, it is a shadow library website that provides the free access to the millions of research papers, regardless of copyright, bypassing the publisher's paywall in the various ways. And that was started in 2011 by in the Kazakhstan by the Alexandra. So yes, of course, it definitely helped. Okay, so Deepak, would you like to ask anything? I can see the Deepak is raising the hand.
Deepak sir,
Deepak want to ask?
yes, mic access is given to you. Please unmute yourself and you can speak.
Deepak Katiyar, sir, would you like to ask anything? I think it's still mute.
Sir, please unmute yourself. From our side, we have given you the permission. So please unmute yourself.
Okay, fine. So as per the ethical practices, it is unethical to download the paper from the SCI hub. But even sometimes I have also downloaded the paper. But there is a solution of getting the paper open access. You know what is the solution? If
Sir,
you review the, uh, yeah, we
we
can.
can mail to the author regarding. Sometimes their mail
Yes,
ID is
yes.
given to them.
Absolutely. So see, if you are having the account on the ResearchGate, I also get frequently requests from the other researcher that we want to read your paper. So privately, you can definitely send your file, because even if you see some of the copyright rules and regulation, it is written in most of the publication issue that you can privately share your paper to your colleague if someone interested to read your research, but publicly you cannot upload. So even if you are having the publication in any of the journal, which is not having the open access, then you cannot down upload that copy on any of the platform like academia or the ResearchGate. So the one thing, as the ma'am said, that we can definitely approach to the author to get that paper, the copy of that paper. What is the another way? If you are the senior faculty members like me, I frequently receive the review requests from elsewhere and the Taylor and Francis and the Imbrad. If you review the paper of the Taylor and Francis or Imbrad or the elsewhere, they give you the free access of 1 month to download n number of paper from their website. So it really helps me out. So whenever I get the open access of the month, I always share with all my colleagues that I am having the 1 month free access to the Taylor and Francis. If you are doing any research, please send me your topic in the title. I will help you out to give you the papers which can help you out in writing your paper in the thesis. So this is how definitely we can help each other instead of using the unofficial or the illegal side like SCI Hub. Now talking about the plagiarism, that is not the new word, but still people are not aware that what all things can be included in the plagiarism. So when we talk about the plagiarism is what? If as per the Cambridge Dictionary, the process or the practice of using the another person's ideas or work and pretending that that is your own. You have stolen the data from some sources and you are claiming that this data belongs to me. Incorporate work or the ideas from other sources into your work without the full acknowledgement. You have taken the work from the different resources, but you have not given the proper acknowledgement to those sources will also be considered as a plagiarism. You should avoid the plagiarism which involves using someone else's work or ideas without proper attribution. What generally we do, we take the things from the different resources and sometimes intentionally or unintentionally, we forget to give the proper citation to that proper author which he is supposed to get. So we have to be very careful. We can definitely take someone else's work in our study, but they should be given the proper citation in your paper. If you are not giving the proper citation, I'm telling you, you can in the future you can be in big trouble also. If they will find that their work has been used in your study and it has not been cited in your reference list, then they can definitely raise a complaint to the publisher and you can be in a big trouble. So please make sure that you should be very careful while citing and uh, while giving citation of the any of the work in your research. So here they have mentioned that stealing someone else's work and presenting is their own work is incompatible with the good scientific research. So please don't do that. Don't take someone else's work and pretend that's your own work. Here I just want to mention one of my live example. I published one of the paper in 2020 on COVID-19. That paper was indexed in the WHO database also. So after a few months, I got one citation. When I noticed that citation, I download that paper That was exactly the same paper which I have published in 2020, the same paper they published in 2022 with the name of the different authors. So I was very much surprised, and I tried to get the contact number of that authors of the university. I called there, and I spoke to those authors. You won't believe that they said that, please sir, forgive us, if you will raise the complaint, we can lose our job. So not every time you will find the people like me. So definitely I forgive them. I did not further raise the complaint, but I just told them, please don't repeat it again. In the future, you may be in trouble if you will be using these kind of things. So please make sure that don't use someone else's work in your research without the citation, and don't copy everything from someone else. So now we will discuss the type of plagiarism. There are different kind of plagiarism which can be there when we study or when we do the research. So first kind of plagiarism is was the complete plagiarism. Can anyone tell what can be considered as a complete plagiarism? It is a most serious form of the plagiarism. In this, the researchers simply take the original manuscript of someone else and they just put their name and they publish it. So please avoid the complete plagiarism issue. The second one is the source-based plagiarism. It means the researcher refers the sources inaccurately or incompletely. That means you have used the citation in your paper, but inaccurately or incompletely citation you have given. So that is also will be considered as a plagiarism. Now, what is the direct plagiarism? It means using or copying someone else's sentence, words, paragraph, or section without attribution. What you have done, you have taken the exact paragraph from some of the resources and you are not giving the proper citation of that. So that will be considered as a direct plagiarism. Now, the very important, the plagiarism come, that is the self-plagiarism. Can anyone tell what comes under the self-plagiarism? And do you think we should avoid the self-plagiarism also? Okay, self-plagiarism means you are citing your own previous published work in your upcoming project of the research, and that also should be avoided. You know, as I have edited many books and I am the editor of the journal, I received one of the paper from one of the senior professor of the college. He submitted a paper. When I checked the plagiarism of that paper, I found that paper was the 80% plagiarized. So when I called up that professor and I told her that, ma'am, your paper is 80% copied. Then she was having argument with me. She said, no, it is not copied. That is the 80% which is showing, it is my own work which I have published earlier. Then I had to make her clear that, ma'am, again it will consider as a plagiarism because it has been published already, even though it is related to your own work. But we cannot consider that work unless until the plagiarism is less than 10%. So yes, in some cases, definitely you can use your own previously published citation, but you will have to give proper citation in the paper. Now, the next plagiarism is paraphrasing plagiarism. What people do, they just collect the different paragraphs from the different papers, they assemble at one place, and they just change the language. So even if you are not putting your own views, your own opinion on this thing, you are just uh, changing the language of the particular paragraph and putting exactly there in your paper, also can be considered the type of plagiarism. Now, what is inaccurate authorship? Sometimes what happened that you are giving the inaccurate authorship to the people who have not contributed in the paper, and you are giving them the authorship, can also be considered as a plagiarism. Now, the mosaic plagiarism. What is it? It is also called the patch plagiarism. So what generally people do in that, they take the pieces from the various sources and compile them into one single piece. You just assemble the different small part from the different papers and you assemble in your paper. and you consider that it's my original work and I'm going to publish it. So that is also not a good practice. So we should avoid the mosaic plagiarism also. Now, what is accidental plagiarism? It means you are not aware unintentionally that plagiarism has got. Sometimes what happen that we have some set of writing skills. We have one specific way to writing the interpretation. So what happened, even if you are writing by your own, when you will check the plagiarism, there are chances that that things will catch in the plagiarism. So we have to be careful. So before you are submitting paper to anywhere, we should check the plagiarism. Now, what doesn't come in the plagiarism? So the first thing, the common knowledge. Whichever common knowledge is available in the world cannot be considered as a plagiarism. For if you are giving the talking about the four season, 365 days in the year, you are talking about the gravity. Someone is born in 1770. So these things will not be considered as a plagiarism because these are the common knowledge which is available for everyone. The second thing, the expressing an idea in your own words and giving the credit. That means you are expressing the idea in your own word and giving the credit. If you have studied the one complete article, and then that article you are expressing in your own idea in your own words and giving the credit to that particular paper, will not be considered as a plagiarism. Using a direct quote and giving the credit. Sometimes even you can take the exact direct quote in your paper, but you will have to give the proper citation to that particular quote. Stating a fact and giving the credit. Even if you are using the fact and you are giving the credit, will not be considered as a plagiarism. Paraphrasing or summarizing and giving the credit. Even if you are paraphrasing a small paragraph and summarizing their study and giving the proper credit, will not be also considered as a plagiarism. Retract. How many of you have heard this word retract? Anyone can tell me what is retract? If after publication, someone claims on your publication that that publication belongs to me, or some of the portion which he has mentioned his paper is belongs to me and he has not given me the credit, the citation of that particular paragraph, then what the publisher will do, they will retract your paper. That means they will withdraw the paper from the official website. So if these cases happen, then you can be in the trouble. The publisher can blacklist you. They will not accept any paper in the future from your name, by your name. So you'll have to be very careful while writing the paper. And you will see the report of 2023, more than 10,000 research papers were retracted in 2023. It is a new record. So just imagine the 10,000 papers were retracted in 2023. That means there are many people who are doing the research. They are not aware of the research ethics. They are not aware of the plagiarism issue and the copyright issue. And because of that, the 10,000 numbers of the papers are getting retracted in 2023. So you have to be very careful when writing the paper, give the proper citation. Otherwise, it may happen that your published paper also can be retracted. Now, talking about the authorship collaboration. So here, if we talk about the researcher and the academician, the people will agree with me. Sometimes what happens, if you're writing a paper, if you're a good researcher, the people will approach you and they will ask you to add their name in your research. So sometimes it really becomes difficult. Suppose your dean is asking you to add your name. Suppose your HOD is asking to add their name in your research. Even you cannot say no to them. But somewhere it is an unethical practice which we are not supposed to do. So let's discuss the authorship issue in detail. The first thing, the authorship criteria. So whenever we are deciding, suppose we are having the collaborative work with 2 or 3 authors, then it should be well-defined criteria, and the authorship should be attributed to the individual who have made this substantial contribution. For example, we are 3 or 4 authors working together. Even the sequence when we are giving, you have to make sure that only those people should be included in your research who has significantly contributed in research. Sometimes what happens, someone will come and tell you that I helped you to collect the research data from the respondent, so please admire them. No, that is not the significant contribution to your research. If you want to add those people who has helped you out in collecting the data, someone help you out in the proofread and editing of your paper, that can be given the acknowledgement at the last portion of the paper. There you can give the acknowledgement, but they don't be given the authorship in the paper. The authorship will be only given to those people who have contributed in your finding, your review of literature, developing the questionnaire, writing the introduction. In this way, if someone has help them out to in that paper, only those people will be considered as a authorship or authors in the paper. Order in the authorship. Now it also becomes sometimes challenge. Sometimes what happen, if your senior person is there in your paper, so we'll think this is my dean, this is a professor, so we will have to give him the first author, otherwise he will feel bad. No, it should be like that. If even if you are a simple student, research scholar, a junior faculty member, but you are the one who initiated the paper, you are the one who is leading the project, and you are the one who has given the highest contribution to the paper, then your name, you should be the first author of the paper. According to that, you can give the uh, rank the different authors. Now, who should be the corresponding author? You might have heard the word also, the corresponding author. What does it mean? Can anyone tell who is the corresponding author? And what is the responsibility of corresponding author? Okay, corresponding author is the one who is responsible to submit the paper to the different journal and to correspond all the inquiry which is generated by the editors. Even after the publication, if any query is raised by the publisher or any of the other person, he would be responsible to resolve and look after that query. So sometimes in most of the university, you get equal mark if you are the first author or the corresponding author, you get the equal weightage of it. So it's better to be the first author, the corresponding author, if you want to get good marks in your API score. Here, I have already discussed about the acknowledgement. So if you think that someone has really helped you out in conducting the survey, someone help you out in proofreading of your paper, you can definitely put in the acknowledgement section, but they cannot be considered as a author. Okay, just please confirm whether this slide is visible, the authorship issues to you. Am I on the
Yes,
right
sir.
slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So again, this is the interesting part. Maybe some of them will not agree with me, but when we talk about the ethical issues, it is absolutely wrong. The guest authorship. Can anyone tell me what is the guest authorship? Day before yesterday only, I got a call and they said, sir, we have written one good paper. We will give you the first authorship so that our paper will be accepted in a good journal. So that is the guest authorship. Sometimes what happens, you think that if you will approach to the good professor, which is having already good published paper, so if their name would be there in my paper, there are high chances to get my paper accepted. Frankly, I'm telling you, in a good high impact fact journal, it doesn't work, because we are working with one of the top researcher in the field of tourism and hospitality in the world, and we don't experience any kind of thing that their name is there in our paper. Because of that, we are getting any kind of relaxation in the paper. So if you think that it works in good research, good journal, it doesn't work. So please don't give anyone the guest authorship. What is gift authorship? Sometimes what happen, as I said, maybe your colleague, your senior will just approach you. Please give my name in your paper. I also want to get some points in the appraisal, so please put my name. Don't give the gift author to anyone, because it's your hard work. If you really have published the papers in the Scopus, you will understand that how much pain you will have to take to publish one single paper in Scopus and SCI. It takes years to get one paper published. Then why should we give someone as a gifted author in our paper when it's your own hard work? So please avoid the giving the gifted author also. If someone approach you, you can politely tell them that we are already 4 authors working on this paper, sir. So we don't have scope of giving the gifted authorship to anyone. So the gifted authorship should be avoided. Now, third one is very danger. All the authorships are danger, which we should avoid. The third one is very danger. That is the ghost authorship. Can anyone tell what is the ghost authorship and what is the ghost writing? Some people are very smart. They don't want to take pen. They don't have patience to write their own paper. What they do, they will approach to those people who have the business of writing the paper and give to someone else. So please, ghost writing and the ghost author should also not be there. If that paper is not belongs to you, your name should not be there on the paper. So please avoid the ghost writing. Also, please avoid those kind of facilities which are available nowadays in the market. The people are there who are ready to write your thesis. People are there who are ready to write the papers for you. Please don't do that, because you know what? If in the future after publication, if any serious issue occur in terms of the Copyright Act and copyright issue, you will be in the trouble. You can have to face the difficulty, and you may lose the job also if it becomes a serious problem, because they are not going to sue in a court, or they will not be responsible, because by your name that paper has been published. So please make sure that if you want to be safe, if you don't want to get in any of the trouble, please stop using the ghost authorship also. Next is fabrication and falsification. Can anyone tell what is fabrication and the falsification? You know, some people are very smart. Some people who think that they have become the expert of the data analysis. They know how to use the SPSS. They know how to use the the R software effectively, the Python software. So what they do, they don't actually collect the data. They will create the fake data and fictitious data, and they will write a paper. So please don't do that. Don't do that, because if you are doing that, you are doing the unethical practices, because if through that fictitious data, whatever result will come, whatever findings you will present in the paper, the industry will be adopting those findings. If the false data has been shown in the paper, and if they will adopt those strategy for their business, they may fail in their business, because you have not collected the genuine data. So please be careful. Don't uh, create the fake data and fictitious data. Now, what is the falsification? That is again a very common thing. I'm telling you, the people who are attending this session, some of the people might have done that thing. Why might have done that thing? Because they are not aware about the research ethics. Once they will be very much aware about the ethics, once they will become the responsible researcher, I'm sure that they will not do that practices. That means the manipulation of the result. Whatever result comes, sometimes you think that this result is not good. If this result I will show in my paper, no one is going to read my paper. So let's have some manipulation in my data and change the result. And most of the PhD scholars, even my PhD scholars sometimes tell me, but I always tell them we always should have the appropriate data. That is the sampling size manipulation. Most of the people do. What they do in the synopsis, in the thesis, they have mentioned we will be collecting the data from the 1,000 respondents. But unfortunately, and due to the lack of the time, whatever it is, they could only collect the 300 or the 500 data. So what they will do, they will try to multiply that data. In reality, they have just collected the 500 sample. They will just multiply by 2, and they will just make it the 1,000, and they will show in the data analysis that we have collected the data from the 1,000 people. So please don't do that. Maybe it will be difficult for someone to catch hold that yes, in reality you have just collected from the 500. But I'm telling you, it can affect your result, and that result which the people follow through your research can be in a trouble. So please make sure that whenever you are doing any research, don't manipulate the data, don't create the fake data, and don't multiply your sample size. whatever actual size you have collected, please mention those sizes. Now, overlapping of the paper. Can anyone tell what comes under the overlapping? Sometimes what happened are current publication overlap with the previous publication. If you see the picture, the first picture where I have put the A, B, C, if you see the C1, it is in one single color. That means your current paper is completely overlapping with your previous publication. If you see the picture of B, the half of the portion is overlapping your previous publication. But if you see the picture A, the very few part is overlapping from the previous publication. So the A still can be considered, but B and C cannot be considered. So please make sure that your current publication should not overlap with your previous one. Then the salami publication. Again, it is a very important, and most of the people I know that they have practiced. Even you won't believe that at the same practice, when I was doing my PhD, I also had that salami publication because I was not aware. But when deeply I gone through the research ethics detail, then I get to know we are not supposed to do that practice. Means we have just collected the data once, and from same data we are publishing 5-6 papers. We are just making a slice of that paper and we are publishing the multiple paper from that. If you see the second picture, you will understand the salami publication. So if you see the second picture, they have shown the half bulb at two different places. That means just from one research, if the reader could get the complete knowledge, now he will have to read the two different papers. After reading the one paper, he will think that I think something is missing. It is not the complete paper. So if you think that the information can be included in one single paper, please don't make the slices. Otherwise, the reading the first paper, the reader will think that he will have to refer the another paper to get the complete knowledge. So please don't do that. If you collected the data once, try to use the same data in one research article only. Don't make it the multiple slices of that particular paper. Now, the duplicate publication and the submission, and I'm sure the most of the people will agree that, and some of the people definitely following these practices also. Suppose you have completed your paper. Now it's time to submit your paper in one of the journal. So what you will do, you will submit that one single paper at the multiple journal at one time. That is again the unethical practices. If you have submitted paper in a good journal through the submission system, you will see that before you submit the paper, it will ask you to take one undertaking that which will say that this paper is not submitted anywhere else and this paper is not into the consideration in publication of any of the journal. Then you submit. You are giving the undertaking. That means you are lying with them. So please make sure that if you are submitting a paper to one journal, once they again give you the paper, they reject your paper, then definitely you can submit the same paper to the another journal. But don't submit paper at the multiple places at one time. That can also be considered as an unethical practice. The reason behind that, as I said it earlier, if your paper is submitted, they take time to review your paper. They take time to assign the peer reviewer for the peer review procedure. So if you are submitting at the multiple paper and you cannot publish that paper at the multiple places, so you will process that paper with one journal only. So their hard work and their energy will be spoiled if you will not process paper with them. So please make sure that whenever submitting paper to any of the journal, please submit to the one journal. Once you get the rejection, definitely you can go for the another option. But don't submit the paper at the multiple places. Conflict of interest. What does it mean, conflict of interest? Anyone can tell me what is the meaning of the conflict of interest?
Dr.
That
Yashwant, if
means
I am given
accept.
the opportunity, hello?
Yeah, please,
Yes.
please.
Yes. So conflict of interest, as far as I know, it's nowadays mandatory to deal with, I mean, while we are writing research paper, and conflict of interest, basically it's a declaration that in future there will have no problem if the paper gets published in a particular journal, because journal doesn't take the responsibility of authentication of data and all, and that's why this kind of open declaration they used to accept from the side of the authors. I do believe so.
Yes. Nowadays,
And
absolutely, sir. Nowadays, if we are submitting a paper to any of the journal, at the last, they will be asking you to declare that there's no conflict of interest with our paper. Now, what is conflict of interest here? I will just elaborate the point. That means accepting the gratuities or the special favor from the companies doing the business or sponsoring one's research at the university. If you have got the sponsorship or gratuities from the other companies and you are doing that research for some companies, then you will have to give the declaration at the time of the publication. Means someone else is also interested in your research. The second thing, accepting the paid consultancy. Sometimes what happens that some company ask you to study their company and they are giving you the paid consultancy. They are paying you. So that means the financial issues are included in your research. So if the conflict of interest is there, then you will have to declare. So even sometimes what happen, you can be biased also. Someone just pay you the money and they can ask you to do some research of so and so company and just explain in your research that our company is the best. You can be biased also. For that also someone can pay you because people rely on your research. So please add these things in your paper that we are doing the best company in the this thing. So we have to be very careful in terms of the conflict of interest, and we should not indulge in that kind of activity. So any financial issues are involved in your research, at the time of the submission you will have to declare that yes, these were the financial interests which were included in our research. You will have to declare, or you may ask to provide the NOC certificate for that, so that if they publish, there should not be any of the conflict of interest after the publication. Now, coming to the next slide, that is, don't trapped in this. Nowadays, the entire India, whoever is pursuing their PhD and whoever is working in a good university, now entire education, higher education in India is forcing and pressurizing the faculty member to have the publication in the Scopus Index and the Essay Index journal. Even most of the university have mandate that if you want to get complete your PhD, at least 2 research papers should be there in this Scopus. Now, what is happening that the people are getting trapped by the fake people. What they are doing, they are approaching those people who are publishing their paper in the predatory journal and the clone journal. Can anyone tell me what are the predatory journal? Anyone? What comes under the predatory journal? Can anyone tell? Predatory journals are those journals who don't follow the peer review process. If you are submitting your paper to any of the journal without reviewing or without sending the revision to you, if they are directly accepting you, okay, Shankar Kumar Mukherjee, would you like to tell the answer, please?
Yeah, sir. Good morning, sir. Very nice speech from your end. This is Shankar, sir. Sir, I think predatory journals are those journals who are waiting for the weaknesses of the writers, new writers who are writing research paper. They don't know where to publish. So they approach those writers and ask that we can publish your paper at a remuneration of so and so. And as you know, nothing ethical standards are maintained. And they somehow publish the paper and make the writer feel that, yes, my paper has been published, but without any proper authentication or any sort of you see ethical practices.
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely correct, sir. If we talk about the predatory journals, these are those journals, they don't follow any ethics and rules and regulation. They will just ask you to pay the money and they will publish your paper without any review process, without any formatting. I think someone else also would like to say something. I Dipali, someone was
Yes,
raising their
ma'am.
hand. Anyone would
The
like to?
mic,
Yeah, please.
the mic access has been given. Dipali, ma'am, please unmute yourself. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ms. Dipali, please.
Yes, ma'am. Your voice is breaking.
So my understanding, the predatory journals are those which are just there to collect money of the uh, uh, this authors, and they are pretending to be the real journal. However, they are just spotting or accepting multiple papers, and they are also claiming to be publishing multiple editions of the uh, papers or the
Okay.
research
Okay.
book.
So thank you so much, Ms. Dipali. I got your idea. You are absolutely correct. So can anyone tell me now what are the clone journals? What is the difference between the predatory journal and the clone journals?
Sir, if I may add to it,
Yeah, please.
clone journals are those which has almost the similar name of a already established journal, but they are not the original journal, but they have the similar
Yes,
names.
yes. So the first thing here, I just want to tell you that if you want to check the authenticity of the any of the journal, suppose he's claiming that we are the Scopus Index journal. So if you will search that particular name of the journal on the Scopus website, you will find there will be a column that is source homepage. So if you will click on the source homepage, it will direct you to the original website of that particular journal. So, but that could be the predatory journal. Okay, because that the name can be there in the Scopus and it will take you to the right website also. But that could be the predatory journal because they have started taking the money from the researcher or the author, and they are publishing their paper because they just wanted to make money. So soon those journals will be removed from the Scopus. On the other hand, if we talk about the clone journals, this is the replica or the duplicate website of that particular journal. They will create almost similar website of the original one. So if you will click through the Scopus, it will not take you to the clone journal, clone website. So this is the major difference between the clone journals and the predatory journals. And people you will find every day. Yes, you want to add something?
Sir, I think UGC care page, they
Mhm.
have a separate section for they get the clone journal names there.
Yes,
We can
yes.
check.
So,
Yeah, few of them.
yeah, generally, if you talk about the UGC listed journal, if you will go to the UGC care side, you will find on the front page only the blacklisted or the clone journals. So, generally, what is happening in India, if you talk about the UGC care list, people will call you and they will tell you that we will publish in your UGC care. And most of the journals are those journals we are only publishing in the print version. They don't have the e-publication. So what they will do, the people, the mafia of the publication of this thing, what they will do, they will print a fake copy. It is very easy to print a fake copy. Everything, the editor name, everything they will write in the thing, and they will send you the copy of that fake publication copy. So if you want to check whether it is a real or not, only those content which is available on the UGC Care website will be considered as a UGC listed. So please be aware of these people. Don't use those mediator who are saying or claiming that we will publish your paper in. If you approach any of those agent, they will not take guarantee that your paper will be indexed in the Scopus because they know that this paper is not going to be indexed in the Scopus. So please be careful. Don't come in touch with those kind of people, otherwise you can be in the trouble. Now the one of the data which I have seen on the internet, can you see the data? So I think in 2017 one of the study was conducted. They mentioned the top 20 countries in the world which is having the contribution in the predatory journals, means the highest publication in the predatory journals. So you can see where the India stands. So we have to be really careful because we are not in the top countries in terms of the research, because everyone want to get the shortcut. They don't want to do the real research. They just want to complete their PhD, but they don't want to pursue the actual research. So we really have to think seriously. So even if you are guiding your student, you are guiding your PhD scholars, please make sure that your scholar follow all the ethical guidelines and they contribute the effective and the good quality research and they to the society. Now, how to identify that the journals are fake? I think that would be a very big question. And very frequently I get the information from my colleagues who are working in the different college also. They send me the name of the journal and they ask me to please check the about the journal whether it is a true or fake journal. So can anyone tell how to find out if these journals are fake or we should not process our paper in these journals? Anyone? How do you identify that these journals are
If
fake or we should not
yes,
process the
sir,
paper?
Dr. Yashwant, if I am given the opportunity, I
Yeah,
can
please,
tell
please,
you,
sir.
yes, yes, yes. So always we should try to follow from the master database. I think if you are checking whether a particular journal is indexed in Scopus or not, then better to find out from the Scopus only. So instead of
Okay.
self, claim, say taglines that are usually written in the journal that we belong to Scopus, we are Q1 or Q2. So it's like this. So we should not believe in that. Better to consult, always better to consult the Scopus or Web of Science website. And this is how we can identify whether a journal is really indexed in Scopus or not, or in Web of Science or not. This is how.
Yes. Now here is the thing. Here is one glitch and issue. Because of that, these mafia are getting advantage of it. If you will see on the Scopus, that journal is showing that it still continue with the Scopus, but it is already discontinued. Because not every time or every day they update the website. I think once in a year or twice in a year or quarterly they update their website. So suppose
Yes,
today that journal
another.
has been discontinued. Yeah, today if suppose this journal has been discontinued, it may take 3 months, 4 months to update on the Scopus. So what could be the another option? Yes, Devashish, you wanted to add something?
Yes, yes, yes. Another significant trend that I have noticed that mostly when they claim that your paper will be published in a Scopus Index journal, even if they are claiming, and maybe that journal is already in the Scopus, you can check, you will get it. But after 3, 4 months, you will get it, deaffiliated.
Remote.
So this is the
Yes.
trend. This is the trend. Unfortunately, I also experienced that, but this is not the way out. So always go to this Scopus or Web of Science database and check it, and then only you proceed. So that is the most important thing that we
So,
should
okay.
consider.
So please, that is the advice for all the researcher. Even if you see on the website that the Scopus coverage area is still till present, it is in the index. You can do one thing. I have mentioned one mail ID over here. So please, everyone can take a picture of this. Is it visible, the mail ID?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes. Scopus
Devashish, sir, is
support.
it visible?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
please copy this mail ID. I'm telling you that they will immediately revert you. And within 7 days or 10 days, your query would be resolved. So if you are going to process your paper in any of the journal and you have doubt that whether that paper, that journal is still in Scopus listed or not, you just write them, they will give you the answer. After that only you should process in that journal. So let's say how to find out the predatory and the clone journal. The first thing they have mentioned is the rapid publication is promised. Some will tell you within 1 day your paper will be online. Within 10 days your paper will be online. So this kind of promises someone is making. So there is high chance of that the journal is predatory journal or the clone journal. The second thing, the journal does not have the clear policy on retraction, correction, or the plagiarism. There is no policy for the plagiarism, retraction, and the no author guidelines are there. Then also you should not process with that journal. Description of the manuscript in handling process is lacking. There is no description is given on the website that what would be the procedure of handling the manuscript after submitting your paper to our journal. The contact email address is non-professional and non-journal related, like yashwant84@gmail.com. I cannot have the gmail.com if I'm having the professional website. I should have the mail ID which is related to my uh, website. Even if I'm using the Gmail ID, there could be a Gmail ID, but it should be available on the official website. Sometimes you will find that they are putting the personal ID also. Then the manuscripts are requested to be submitted by email instead of through an online submission. Even that journal is having the online submission portal, but they are asking you to submit the paper through the mail. Then that there are chances that the journal could be the clone journal and the predatory journal. They are asking for the article processing and the publication charges is very low. They are just telling you, okay, just pay the 5,000 rupees, then we will publish your paper in the Scopus Index journal. So there are high chances that people could be the fake people just they wanted to make money. Even there are high chances they don't even publish your paper. Then information on whether and how the journal content will be archived. There is no information is available that how they will restore the previously published articles in the journal. Even the website content, the spelling and the grammatical error, you can find out if someone is if they having the many grammatical mistake. That means the people who have made this website, they are not very much professional in terms of the research. So this is how also you can find out. Yes, you can check the Scopus indexing, as I said. So don't just believe even the Scopus is showing that at present this paper is this journal is indexed in Scopus. You can still write to the Scopus. So you all should have the responsible publications, whatever things I have discussed over here in this presentation. So if you want to become the responsible researcher, and you want to practice the ethics in research, then you should follow all the points which I have mentioned in this slide. Now, the benefits of publishing, why we should follow the research ethics. So here we can see the benefits of the ethics. It builds the trust in the public regarding the research. If you will do the good and ethical practices and good research, you will contribute. It will build trust in public. It will ensure the scientific progress, and it enhance the institute and the research reputation. If you are a good researcher, your name will be always, you will be having the good reputation among your people. But you just write the fake and you just always indulge in the paid publication, then you will be not having the good reputation. So always follow the good ethics. Then it will also open the doors to the collaboration and the funding body interest. If you have good research, the people will be attracted towards you to have the collaborative work. So if you have good research, people will approach from the different parts of the world to have the collaborative research with you. Even some funding agency will attract towards your research, and they will be interested to invest in your research. Okay. So thank you so much. These were from my side. One more thing I wanted to add it here, that now the chat GPT, the AI tool, has made everyone's life very easy. Now tell me, how many of you are using AI also in your research? And do you really think that the AI is the ethical practice to use in your research? Recently, some of the paper I received for my journal, where I'm the chief editor, you won't believe that there were 2 to 3 papers, 100% paper was written through the AI tool. Even the references were created by the AI tool. And you know what happens if you create the paper through the AI tool? It will give you the references, but if you search those references on the internet, you will not find that resources available on the internet. What the AI does, it will assemble the different part. It will pick up the author's name from the different. It will pick up the name of the journal from somewhere else. It will pick up the name or title of the paper from somewhere else, and it will assemble at one place, and it will prepare one reference. So when you will look for that references, you will not be able to find that references. So what we did, we just again sent that paper to the authors, and we just asked them to find out the sources available online of the papers which you have mentioned in your reference. You won't believe that they could not find the sources online, because that all data which was there, that was the fictitious data, that fictitious reference were mentioned there. So please be careful if you are using the AI in your paper. what I believe, you will ask me till what extent we should use AI in a paper. For example, I have already written my paper, entire paper. Now I just want to polish one particular paragraph. I want it should be the grammatically correct. Definitely, we can take help of the AI tool. We can take help of the Grammarly check. But just writing the entire conclusion, just writing the entire finding and review of literature, please don't use the AI tool. It will not give you the good result. And recently we have submitted one of the paper to the Taylor and Francis, that is the edited book chapter. It has been already accepted. So we just wrote to the editor, why you are getting delayed. So we just got the reply from those people and the editor, they said the publishers are going in-depth review of those papers because they are facing issue of the AI written papers. They are getting more papers which are written by the AI. So now even the publisher, the editors are also very much carefully, they are looking into this matter. If they find that paper are written by the AI, immediately they are rejecting those papers. So please be careful when writing the paper. It should not be based on AI. So thank you so much. This is from my end. Now we can have some the open interactive session. If anyone want to ask anything related to research ethics, feel free to ask any questions. Over to you, Devasi sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much. Just wait for a while. We will be taking few questions only because of the scarcity of time. One questions that I have received. One of the participants wants to know about hyperlink issues while we are doing the reference.
Yes. So there is a way of putting the hyperlink. If you will go in the MS Word, even some of the YouTube videos are available. What you can do, suppose now in a good journal, if you are submitting the article, they will ask you to map your in-text citation with your reference list. So it should be hyperlink. That means the moment you will click in-text citation there, it will take you to the reference list where the particular reference has been cited. So you will find some of the videos are available on the YouTube that how to create the hyperlink of the particular citation. And I personally advise each and every researcher that if you are submitting paper anywhere, please make it hyperlink. The first thing, it will look good, and the editor will be impressed by you that you have already put all the links as a hyperlink. The second thing, there is no chances that you will skip any of the citation in the reference list, because while putting the hyperlink of the in-text citation, uh, by default it will be telling your all the citation. It will make sure that whatever citation you have made in text, all the references are already included in the list of the references. Sometimes what happen, we forget to mention the list of the references which have cited in text. But if you will practice the hyperlinked the citation in your text, then there is very less chances that you forget any of the citation list which you have cited in the text, and you will not forget any citation putting in the reference list. Any other questions, sir? Thank you so much.
Yes, the second question is with it is about uh, international collaborations that we usually get in. I mean, usually we find in research. Someone is asking whether it is uh, ethical, or sometimes we may lose our paper, or it may be published by someone else if we share, because at international level we don't know each other. So
Yes.
what about the chance or risk
Yes,
associated?
sometimes it happen. Even we have faced that problem that we shared our data with someone to collaborate work with us, and he used that data for his own paper, and he did not collaborate with us. So sometimes the ethical issues are there. But what I suggest, if you are approaching any of the international researcher, please go through his profile. How many papers he have published? If he is just the beginner, there may be possible that he can take your data. But if someone is already having the 100 Scopus publication, 50 essay publication, he's having the like 20,000, 35,000 citation score in the Google Scholar, then definitely we can trust. but still we cannot see what is going in within his heart inside, but still there is somewhere we have to trust. So you can just approach those people who are reliable and who are well renowned personality in terms of the academics. You can definitely approach them and you can have the collaborative work, but don't give them just the gifted author or the guest author. They should have some contribution in your research, then only collaborate with them. Just to collaborating with them because your paper will be published, don't do that. Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next question, I think Deepali madam is there, and directly she is asking this question. So
Yeah, please, please,
Dr.
please.
Ananya, she might kindly be
Yes, sir,
unmuted
the
so
access
that
has
she
been
can ask
given.
the question. Yes,
Yes, sir, access has been given.
yes, yes.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, I just wanted a elaboration of research management system.
Madam, if you are logged in through multiple devices,
Two
please
devices.
mute. Yeah, please mute one. So because your voice is echoing.
I wanted to ask ma'am if sir could elaborate a little bit on research management systems which are installed in the university libraries. How can it help the researchers?
Can you please repeat the question, ma'am? Can you please repeat the question for me because I could not listen it properly. If you got the question, can you please repeat it for me, Debachi sir or ma'am? What she exactly wanted to ask?
Ma'am,
I
I
think
think
she
your
may,
voice is not clear. If
If
you're
you can
having a
just
problem,
text in the chat board,
yes,
then
yes.
we can definitely take up the question. Yeah, Deepali ma'am. I think okay. She
I
must be.
think we have to proceed. That's
Okay,
why,
fine. So once
yes,
you receive the question from Deepali ma'am, we can ask if we have the another question. We can go ahead, ma'am, please.
yes, yes. So later on, it can be communicated. I
We can
think,
take the
and
question. No problem.
right now it is not possible. So we will be wrapping up today. So now may I request Dr. Ananya to uh, uh, get some questions available from the chat box if possible, because I have already asked the questions, and or may we directly wrap up the sessions with the permissions of our HY madam. So now,
Even after the session,
Dr.
if anyone want to approach me,
Yes,
I
yes,
would be more
yes.
than
I
happy
think
to
ma'am is
help
available.
and
Yes, yes. Dr.
so if even
Mitali
the after
madam.
session, if
Yes,
anyone have any query, you can please connect me. No problem.
let me conclude the session. And I request all the
Yeah.
participants, please be on camera because it's the almost we are at the end part of our total 5 days long FDP. Uh, Let me address you at the end that dear esteemed professors, colleagues, and all academicians present here, as we conclude this enriching faculty development program on harnessing emerging technologies for sustainable growth, transforming travel and tourism in 24 and beyond. I'm filled with a deep sense of accomplishment and optimism for the future of our industry. Over the 5 days, we have explored the transformative potential of cutting edge technologies and their applications in the travel and tourism sector. Our distinguished speakers have illuminated pathways to sustainability through innovations such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, virtual reality, and data analytics. And today we have got enriched about ethics in research. These discussions have not only broadened our horizons but also equipped us with the tools to drive positive change in our respective domains. The exchange of ideas, the sharing of best practices, and constructive debates have fostered robust environment. It is This spirit of cooperation and continuous learning that will enable us to navigate the complexities of the modern travel and tourism landscape. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speakers, participants, and organizing committee, my esteemed colleagues, those who had been unwavering dedication and hard work. Your contributions have been invaluable in making this event a resounding success. As we moved forward, let us embrace these insights gained from this program and strive to implement sustainable RIA practices that will ensure the long-term growth and prosperity of the travel and tourism industry. Together, we can create a future where technology and sustainability go hand in hand. I received many questions regarding this, that whether AI will take over the human role, which is actually not possible. All of us know that human touch is a must in any kind of industry to run successfully. So thank you once again for your active participation and commitment. Your positive feedbacks through WhatsApp messages, mails kept us motivated, and I look forward to witnessing the remarkable advancements that will undoubtedly emerge from our collective efforts. So thank you all. Thank you very much. We are ending our session over here. Looking forward to join again in some academic platform. So goodbye for now. Thank you so much once again. We are ending our session over here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mitali. With your due permission, can I ask one question to Dr. Yashwant, which I had posted in the group as well? Seems they are not there. Hmm?